Welcome to New Release Review, part of the Movie Friends podcast. My name is Seth. Today we're talking about Love Lies Bleeding from 2024, directed by Rose Glass. We will be discussing spoilers throughout this entire episode, so if you haven't seen Love Lies Bleeding yet, please turn this off, go watch the movie, and then come back and listen. This is a very special episode because I'm joined today by Jeanmarie, my wife.
Hello. I'm usually not on the main show.
I know. We do That's Messed Up, which is one of our Patreon exclusive shows.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? I think that this movie might qualify close to an episode of That's Messed Up.
Yeah.
Anyway, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You went and saw this movie today?
Mm-hmm.
And then I went and saw it later.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's what you got to do when you have kids.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
This is crazy. This movie's nuts.
It's messed up. No, it wasn't messed up. It was good.
How did you feel about this movie?
I really liked it. I think one of the first things I said to you was it reminded me more of a Cronenberg movie than I expected. There's a little more body horror than I was prepared for.
Yeah, I only watched the first preview that came out of this.
Yeah.
I probably saw it, when I was watching another movie in theaters. And from the first preview, I was like, oh, I'm going to see this movie. So I haven't looked into anything about it past that.
Well, I mean, I've seen previews and clips for it have been advertised to me. And I was prepared for like a sexy thriller, but not like not a scary thriller.
Not a Hulk out scene at the end?
Yeah, no.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I remember a little bit of that from the trailer, but I didn't know how
really
it would be
that.
presented in the film, if it was just like in the character's mind or... Yeah. I didn't know. And I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed this movie.
Oh, yeah. It
was good.
It wasn't too much or anything. It just was unexpected.
We saw Rose Glass's first feature film, Saint Maud.
Yeah.
And I didn't love it. I liked it.
Yeah,
but I didn't love it.
I enjoyed it. I fell asleep through part of it. I'm looking it up. I think I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd.
Yeah, in my review for Saint Maud, I said it's not bad. It's just flimsy. And this one is anything but that.
Yeah,
this is a beefy film.
Yes, the opposite.
It's the opposite. But I could tell with Saint Maud that she's talented.
Yes. For sure.
Yeah, there was just, little bits of it that I was kind of like, all right, what's going on here? But for a second outing, this is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
How did you feel about Kristen Stewart in this movie?
I like her a lot, especially after Crimes of the Future, where she also played a sleazy little guy.
Oh, man.
in an office.
Timlin.
Oh, that was the character's name. I forgot.
Yeah, Timlin. I still don't know what that was.
That was prep for this character.
Yeah, I haven't rewatched Crimes of the Future since seeing it in the theater.
Speaking of Cronenberg.
Yeah, and I wonder, I wonder if Cronenberg is my most rewatched director.
Yeah, you have to rewatch all of them.
Maybe
to make any sense.
As soon as I said that, I was like, maybe Kubrick. But I've rewatched Cronenberg stuff a lot, so I'm definitely going to revisit Crimes of the Future. But I loved whatever she was doing in that movie. I love almost everything that I've seen her in. I was a really big fan. I don't know if you remember, years ago, we watched Snow White and the Huntsman.
Oh, yeah, you liked that.
And I was like the only person on earth who was like, Snow White and the Huntsman is a great movie. Kristen Stewart is great in it. Charlize Theron is like taking baths of milk. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember seeing it in the movie theater with you, but I don't remember anything about it.
So I'm a big fan.
I was a fan of her in Paddock Room.
Yeah, Panic Room.
when I was 11 or however old I was.
Yeah, and as much as I'm not a fan of the Twilight movies, yay, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they're fine. They're fine movies.
So I was excited to see her in this, and I really, I really connected with her. Like, I thought her character was very sympathetic.
Oh yeah, I liked her character a lot.
I thought when we open up and she's unclogging a toilet,
Yeah, she's just pulling turds out.
oh my goodness gracious. It was pretty disgusting. I used to clean toilets professionally for a living. And
You also worked at a shooting range.
I did also work at a shooting range, and so parts of this were hitting very close to home for me. But having cleared many a clogged toilet, I can tell you it's very satisfying. Rose Glass knows when you finally see that water come clean and the toilet bowl empty.
That's not what happened though.
It's one of the most satisfying things you can see.
We didn't get that satisfaction.
No, we do.
No, the toilet is still dirty.
Well, yeah, but she clears the clog.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue about that.
Trust me, I was paying real close attention to that toilet.
I thought it was really like sleazy and kind of not in a bad way, but dirty.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I was like, wash your hair, Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, and
What
that
are you
other
doing?
Daisy's teeth.
Yeah, at first I thought that Daisy had none
She has them.
because her teeth were just like the color of her gums.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, oh, I feel bad, but no, it's gnarly, real gnarly.
Yeah.
Very sweaty movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ed Harris.
Oh Lord, he was.
When he bit that bug at the end, I was like,
He was mad.
he's so mad that he's biting off a Goliath beetle's head.
That's how you know he's a bad guy, because he takes it out on those poor innocent beetles.
Right, right. Yeah, I was wondering if the bug thing would come back around, and I guess that's how it came back around. I was really impressed with the music in this.
Yeah, yeah, I really liked the soundtrack, but I don't recall any of the songs specifically. I
Yeah.
had to go look it up again.
Well, so I didn't realize, and I don't know if you felt the same way, but I didn't realize that this was actually taking place in the 80s.
Yeah, it took me 20 minutes to confirm, because I thought they just all had cool haircuts.
Right.
And also the mullet cut is like the queer haircut
Right.
that people get. And I thought maybe everyone just had old cigarette cars because they're poor. I don't
Yeah, I was just like, all right, cool. We're doing this cool thing. They listen to old music, everything's a little dirty and grungy, whatever. And then on the news, they're talking about like the Berlin Wall coming down. And I was like, wait a second.
Oh,
That's
The
right. I haven't seen a
80s.
cell phone this whole movie.
yeah. Yeah, when they pushed the car down into the crevice of the earth, I was like, there's no way they're gonna like find this car, and they're gonna find the fingerprints all over the house. But then I was like, it's the 80s. You could get away with anything.
You could get away. I kept waiting for a character to like walk into a room and be like, why does it smell like bleach in here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially like if you're looking for someone who's missing and you walk into their house and everything is clean and bleached, wouldn't you be like, this seems odd?
I think Ed Harris was put in 2 and 2 together.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. So Katie O'Brien plays Jackie,
Yeah.
the Oklahoman.
The bisexual from Oklahoma.
How do you say Oklahomoan?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Oops.
Whoops.
Anyway, she plays Jackie.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about her?
I thought she was great too. I'm just gonna say I thought everyone was great. I don't remember seeing her in any other movies. Was she in Mandalorian TV show?
Maybe.
I don't know. I
yeah.
didn't watch that.
Shout out to the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Yeah, she had an interesting journey.
When she said that she was hitchhiking for a few days, I was like, oh, don't do that. But then I remembered. It's the 80s.
She was fine.
Well, also, she's extremely strong. Yeah. I personally loved all of the bodybuilding stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just her working out and then
And
practicing her poses.
Yeah, that was great.
And then when she gets to the thing and they're on stage, I was like, this is cool. Like,
I thought she would win until
oh
she
my
didn't.
God. A little dream sequence. Well, I think this movie is really maybe one of the better public service announcements about the dangers of steroids, I guess.
Yeah, I saw it with my friend, and that was our first thoughts after leaving the movie was steroids are bad.
Yeah, I was like, you hear about roid rage?
Oh, yeah.
And I guess.
Yeah, it's real. Oh, man.
Yeah, so, but yeah, it was really sad because the whole time she wants to get there. She finally gets there. She's doing great. And then she vomits up a baby Kristen Stewart.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when the movie really took a turn for the strange. I loved it.
What I was impressed with was how well they blended horror elements with a crime thriller.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was watching it, I was like, I'm kind of hard pressed to think of another example, just right off the top of my head,
Yeah.
that really does that like this well.
Mm-hmm.
And it really, it was refreshing. It was cool because the first 30 minutes of the movie feels extremely straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of a throwback to like an erotic thriller from the 80s or 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that something bad has happened because we're getting all these flashbacks in red.
Yeah.
We know that Kristen Stewart is involved somehow. I even had a suspicion when the movie was going that her dad he owned the gym.
Right.
That turned out to be true. But then when she throws up on stage and she looks through the curtains and the other bodybuilders look like monsters.
Yeah.
It was like, wow.
Yeah, it reminded me of a Cronenberg or
Yeah.
even a Lynch film.
Yeah, it was cool. I thought it was really great. I was surprised to see Jenna Malone.
Yes.
Her name.
I knew she was going to be in it just because after glancing at Letterboxd beforehand. But yeah, I'm always happy to see her again.
Her name came up in the credits. And I didn't say it out loud because I was in a theater, but in my brain went very loudly, Jenna Malone?
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, that makes sense. All right, I like her.
Yeah, Dave Franco.
I felt so bad for her in this movie.
I know.
And I just knew, like, as soon as we saw her, like, crazy swollen face, I
Yeah.
was like, something is going to happen to that wound. Someone's going to, like, rip it open or something. And then towards the end, she grabs it. Oh, God.
Yeah. I hope she didn't have bad scar afterwards.
Oh. I don't know what this movie is saying about love.
It lies bleeding.
I guess that's,
Okay.
I guess that's what it's saying, because it's like all these people that just allow like horrible things to happen, or they just quickly do things that they wouldn't have normally done. Like Jackie says, she doesn't do steroids, and then just
Now she does.
and she's like, well, I guess I do steroids now.
Yeah.
And then she goes and kills Dave Franco.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about Dave Franco?
Oh, I didn't like him. I mean, he was like Dave Franco
Yeah.
in other movies I've seen him in.
Yeah. I think that Dave Franco has the goods, but
Yeah.
in this he felt a little out of place. Like he was just not quite menacing enough, or
He was just a sleazy guy.
yeah.
I was happy to see him go.
And then we find out that he was an FBI informant the whole time.
Yeah.
That was the only like twist of the movie that I was like, oh my God, I didn't really.
I would have liked to know a little bit more about the crime Ed Harris was involved in.
Yeah, I thought that they did it pretty deftly. Like it's just in a montage scene and you see guns getting wrapped up and then shipped. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
Yeah, I was
He
like,
sells drugs.
that's all I need to know.
he sells drugs. We see the sign that says it's illegal to bring guns into Mexico. Someone shoots it, and then we get this montage. So it's like he's selling drugs to Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, he's selling guns to Mexico.
Guns drugs. It's all,
Yeah,
you know.
you kind of.
Maybe we know about as much as Lou would know.
I wanted to know more about Lou and her dad.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the backstory and their involvement in crime together.
Yeah, because later on the FBI guy is like, "I hear you're quite the sidekick." I'm like, well, let's see it. Let's see that Lou.
I want to know about that now.
Yeah,
the prequel.
They did a good job of in the flashback making Kristen Stewart look so much younger.
Yeah, like in Twilight.
Yeah, or the Runaways when she has a mullet, which is also in the 80s.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Rose Glass saw all those movies and was like, let's put together every character Kristen Stewart has played.
So I want to talk to you about this ending.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think it was literal, obviously. Okay. It's just another dreamlike element of the movie. But she was really strong, so she probably was just holding him down in her normal form.
Right.
But she is larger than life.
I don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think.
I think a lot of people in the theater really enjoyed that part.
Right. Yeah. This movie has something for everybody, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It didn't take me out of the movie. I guess I'll say that.
Well, it was the end.
Right. The folks that I've seen who didn't like this movie, their response seemed to just boil down to like, nope. And I'm very curious to know if
why
that ending had to do with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like if they just couldn't buy that part. I thought it was amazing. Like for me, I was like, this is a really great movie. But that whole, I mean, really from the time that Kristen Stewart enters the house and she's just like beating up her sister and untying Jackie. And
yeah, I was waiting for her to beat up her father.
She gets shot and then he's digging around in her leg.
I was like, oh God, if she dies, I will be so upset.
Yeah, and then giant Jackie. And then them like running through the clouds. Like that whole thing.
Larger than life.
That 10 to 15 minutes, or however long it is. I was like, that's a 5-star movie right there. That's like the best thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I need to watch it again.
I think I would watch this again, definitely. Mainly for the performances. Mm-hmm. You know, Katie O'Brien, especially as Jackie. Like I said, I love Kristen Stewart. She didn't really surprise me too much in this. Like I know what she can do, and she can lead a movie, and she can lead a weirdo movie like this. But Katie O'Brien, I thought, was awesome. And after this, she's now the type of person where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna see what she's in next.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm very, very curious to see what she's in next.
Yeah, I like to see what kind of character she plays after this.
I thought this movie was funny.
I did not find it funny.
Okay. All right. What did you find it?
Thrilling, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like mostly a little creepy, really creepy. Daisy really skeeved me out.
Yeah. When Daisy's nude in the apartment and Jackie calls, I was like, what is this? This is a little, I'm scared.
And every time, sometimes Jackie's muscles would like bulge and get all veiny. And then there was that weird body sound.
Yeah, there was a lot of like popping.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
I especially thought it was funny when Kristen Stewart like pushes Jenna Malone on the bed and she's like, thanks sis, or like see ya sis or something. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I know. I mean, good. I didn't think that was funny. I think I laughed when he bit the bug.
Yes. My whole theater laughed when that happened. Yeah. I also, this movie reminded me I have such a problem with needles.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Why?
on film. Just on
Whenever
film.
there's a needle in film, why do they stab it into
I
you?
don't know.
Just as
I
someone
don't
who
know.
has injected myself with needles many times because of the diabetes.
Yes. Jeanmarie
I
has
will
type
say
1 diabetes.
you don't. Why would you jab it into yourself like that?
I don't know. We both have a lot of tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to go to the doctor, you get shots and blood drawn, and
Yeah.
needles don't bother me in real life because in real life,
And in the
people
movie,
treat them the way
yeah.
you're supposed to.
And in the movies, they're like, "Ow, ow!" Like just
Yeah, you're always supposed to like pinch the skin,
pinch the skin,
find the
just
veins, do it right.
gently insert it. I'll tell you what I didn't like:
Okay.
taking the egg yolks out of the eggs.
Why that bothered you?
Yeah, well, you didn't like that either, because I like yolks in the eggs.
Well, I just thought it was like rude
Well, yeah,
because Jackie's like,
now she's
"Oh,
moved in.
can I sleep here? I was wondering if I could crash here." And like, Lou makes her breakfast. She doesn't even make herself breakfast.
You know what, though? This is all, it's the stereotype of lesbian relationships. They move in together less than 24 hours after meeting.
And do steroids together and kill people together?
Yes, it's just very dramatic.
Okay, all right.
And
Well, I just think if someone makes you breakfast, you should immediately follow it up with,
thanks.
yeah. You shouldn't follow it up with, well, next time maybe you can take the egg yolks out.
Maybe she was allergic.
Oh my God. I don't think she would eat it
I don't
that much.
know. Does she need the protein?
Much later in the movie, after Jackie has left town, Lou opens her refrigerator and you see like 3 18-count egg cartons like stacked on top of each other. I was like, oh man.
Those eggs are gonna go to waste. No. Oh wait. I did laugh at the beginning when Lou offers Jackie the steroids, and she's like, "Oh, I'm taking them."
Oh yeah, she flexes.
Well, I took her seriously, and I was like, "Okay, it's not working for you."
Right.
But I think she might have been joking.
Yeah, yes, I think she was definitely joking.
Also, some of the descriptions, they describe the movie as 2 bodybuilders.
No, yeah, no, I
No.
don't think so. I think like the cat licking up the blood of the body that's hidden behind the couch. I think that it's meant to be humorous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cats are always
Well,
messing around when they shouldn't be.
yeah. I mean, we know how I feel about that, but I was kind of surprised that Ed Harris was doing illegal stuff because he seems to run a wildly successful shooting range / restaurant
Mm-hmm.
and a gym.
He has to launder the money.
That's true, but there were real people there. Like, you don't need to, he had business. He had real business.
Well, that's what happens in what's the TV show? Ozark, Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sometimes you just can't help but have a successful business.
Right. He's like, I started this shooting range to launder money and run guns, and now look at me.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Do you think Lou's mom is dead, or do you believe Ed Harris that she actually left?
If it's 50-50.
Yeah.
And I mean, looking at this realistically, he probably killed her.
Yeah.
But I believe it if she left. He's terrible.
Yeah, I think it's so hard to tell because in that moment it's like, is he telling her the truth because he's about to kill her, or is he just trying to cause her pain because he's about to kill her?
He was gonna kill his own daughter. I'm sure he
Will kill his wife.
would kill his wife
Yeah.
if he kills his daughter that easily.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know. I think that maybe she did just leave.
Yeah.
That's kind of, which is crazy to say, but like that's kind of the darker and sadder version of the story.
Yeah, it is. Although I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Either way works for me.
So do you recommend this movie
To who?
to anybody?
Yeah. Not
Okay.
to my mom. I recommend it to anyone old enough to go to an R-rated movie.
They carded you, right?
Yeah, they did.
Which is, I don't know.
I was a little insulted.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I'm allowed to see any movie I want.
You were offended that they were infringing on your right to watch
Yeah.
a movie?
Yeah.
I think that you look young, but I wouldn't.
They said to us, like, oh, I thought you were 19.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I would put you at a solid 28.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, when people say that, that means you actually do look older. I didn't start to get that compliment until I was over 30.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, like when we went to a wedding, everyone was like, "Oh, you look exactly the same. You still look so young."
Yeah.
And I thought, I guess I don't.
Yeah, I recommend this definitely for sure. It's been a rough start to 2024 for movies so far.
Yeah, you had Madam Web.
Hey, Madam Web, that's a different thing,
I'd like to watch that. I think it might be an enjoyable movie.
I will say I laughed a whole lot. But this is different though. This feels very sturdy, very well done, very well paced. There's surprising decisions that characters make. I mean, when Jackie actually shot Daisy and then goes to shoot Lou, but her gun either jams or she didn't have enough bullets, I was like, this is nuts. Like, I did not expect that to happen.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I was wondering at a few points if she was like a bad guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because all along I had been led to believe that this was a romance and they were like a great pair.
Yeah.
but
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what this movie's
then-
saying about love.
Yeah, then I was worried. I was like, wait, is she a bad guy?
Right. Yeah. And I think that whole thing with her and JJ not only puts a little bit of distrust in Lou's mind, but it also make you as the audience stop and be like, well, wait, we actually don't know anything about
Yeah,
her.
wait a minute.
Yeah. But I think as the storytellers, the part that is supposed to quote unquote redeem her to us is when she calls home. And her adopted mom like calls her a monster and says never to call back again, but she's talking to like her little brother.
Yeah.
And I think in that moment you're like, okay, yeah, she's not like a devious person.
Well, it's the steroids.
Definitely. Yeah. Don't do steroids, everybody.
Don't do it.
Anyway, hey, thanks, Jeanmarie.
You're welcome.
Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah.
Do you know that this is the 6th movie called Love Lies Bleeding?
What about the other 5?
We gotta cover
We
all
gotta
those
watch them. Gotta watch them all. It's funny because Rose Glass made this movie and said, let's make another movie called Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah. Maybe they came up with the title and they're like, let's see if there's another movie titled that. And then when they found out there were 5 more, they're like, nobody cares.
This one will be the best.
Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. That's all, folks.
We'd love it if you'd give us a subscribe and a rating wherever you're listening. Really helps out the show. You can also send us an email, moviefriendspodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you thought about Love Lies Bleeding. All right. Well, thank you very much for listening. Till next time, have a good one.
Movie Friends is produced by Seth Vargas and Michelle Rubenstein. Music by Anthony Pecora. If you like the show, please subscribe and give us a rating. It really helps us find new friends. Thanks.